different perspective, the Phantom Zone. We lost connection last time, so we picking right back off where we left off. I want to introduce my boy, my barber, Ace. He joining us. Ace Boogie was good, man. How you feeling?
I was feeling good, brother. Feeling good. Ready to get this discussion going.
Yes, sir. Let's get some thought-provoking shit going, man. So, all right. Last time where we had left off, John, you asked me the question. Basically, we were having a discussion on, do we feel like the outcome would have been different if Tasha told Ghost what he wanted to hear? As far as instead of her saying, I think you was gonna be the biggest goddamn drug dealer in New York, instead of telling him that, would things have went differently if she said, I think you're gonna be the biggest club owner, you're gonna be the biggest politician, whatever you want to be? So where we left off, I kind of replied to you, John. I said that it was fear that was talking because of, the fear of the unknown. So to kind of elaborate a little bit more on that, on how I was feeling, on what I was trying to get across, basically I'm saying that she didn't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was the first night of the club opening up, and he kind of hit her with, like, a question that I feel like really was maybe a little bit more appropriate at a later time. You know what I'm saying, bro? Because I feel like if that question would have came up after he had acquired those other two clubs and went to Miami and, dealt with the shit with Simon Stern, and then everything kind of start coming back full circle, her response might not have been, what it was. And I feel like, it's just a natural instinct with that, with Ghost and Tasha, like that being his woman, that she kind of would be a little bit hesitant. That's like us, like, having our careers that we have now when we all making money, and then we go to our women and be like, you know what, I'm gonna work at McDonald's, and ask, like, what you see in this. You know what I'm saying? That's a kind of comparison that I have for the club transition from him getting out of the game, because she was used to seeing so much money a night and seeing the lifestyle that they actually had acquired by being in the drug business. So of course she ain't gonna want to let that go from a financial standpoint. But I feel like he didn't bring it home enough for her to really see anything else anyway. He asked her on the first night of the club opening up.
Yeah,
go ahead.
for sure. Go ahead. Yeah, we kind of already
okay,
touched on everything.
So
I feel like you about to, say what I said, but go ahead. I just want to hear.
I feel like it'd have been different. I mean, I know it was episode 1, first thing, hit her in the face, but I feel like it'd have been different just on the strength of, we don't know the backstory, but we know some of the backstory. I'm saying, so he's been selling drugs forever. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like at some point in time, he been telling his plan and seeing it. And the whole reason why anybody gets legit businesses is to get out the game. You know what I'm saying? And I think,
right.
Yeah, she might have been stuck on that income, but his thought process, and where I think it would have been different if she would said the same thing back, is like, now we ain't got to watch our back as much. We ain't got to do this as much. And I think with her being the accountant for them, because she was the money manager, so she could have seen how much they could have grown more with the safe life versus the drug life. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody know that's you one bullet away from being done, from being the biggest, baddest drug dealer in New York. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
That's exactly what that's damn near exactly what I said, man. Like it might be a trade-off as far as you ain't making nearly as much money as you was as a drug dealer, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you ain't looking over your shoulders, you ain't worrying about, folks killing you, you know what I'm saying? Your kids can go, you legit, you know what I'm saying? Right now you got one foot in, one foot out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you trying to branch off and do your legit stuff on the side to get out the game, you know what I'm saying? You trying to put distance between yourself and the streets. He was doing it since the first season, you know what I'm saying? Even towards the end of the first season, that whole deal with Lobos, he was doing that to put more distance between himself and the streets. Yeah, really, Lobos even put that up to him, like, hey, you can be painting watercolors, you know what I'm saying? All, like, he wasn't trying to do this forever. And he said it in I don't think that's a good excuse for her to say, you know what I'm saying, you kind of just sprung it on me. Nah, that's really not a good excuse. I explained to you why I'm doing this, and that still wasn't good enough. So definitely, I think that was the whole, start of that was like the big bang as far as whatever happened later on in the series. You know what I'm saying? From Angela to him and Tommy falling out, getting back together, falling out, getting back together. That was it. You know what I'm saying? For him to say that, and then it came full circle at the end of the show. You know what I'm saying? He said that exact same thing to her. That's all you saw me as, a drug dealer. That was it. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted
Right.
more. He got more, and she was wrong. She admitted it. She was wrong.
Even
But
with that, I think she wanted more with how they was raising their kids. I mean, you got your kids in these top schools. You can't do that in
yeah,
the hood. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, you trying to get your
yeah,
son doing this. You got your daughter trying to sing the fulfill dreams that you messed up on. So it was saying, like you said, it sent the whole domino effect of everything that happened with their relationship. You know what I'm saying? What happened with him and Tommy. Tommy would have gladly been cool with being the man. Yeah, he would have been salty, but him having the whole business to himself and still would have been able to be cool with his boy. You know what I'm saying? They hit him up every now and then, still come up for Sunday dinner or whatever. It'd have been straight. I think it was just like you said. I mean, I think it was some fear in there, but had she said something totally different, had she been a mom and not the hood rat no more, you know what I'm saying? It would have been a totally different outcome.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I said, go ahead, LaDon.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I don't necessarily think I don't know if it would have been different because it just still seemed like, him and Angela had that unfinished business, and you know what I'm saying. I think it definitely would have been harder for him to leave Tasha if she was down for whatever he was down for. She wanted the street Ghost. She wanted Ghost. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to be
But
that guy no more. You know what I'm saying? He wanted Jane St. Patrick, and that's who Angela wanted. So it was easy for him to latch on to Angela. You know what I'm saying? But you see, whenever he needed Tasha for that drug shit, you know what I'm saying, he went back and hit her up for that. But he didn't want that life no more. She wanted that life. She never wanted nothing outside of it. She went as far as turning her son into Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Ghost 2.0 or whatever you want to call him. But she never wanted to be legit, you know what I'm saying? Until her daughter got killed, you know what I'm saying? And that's when it was like, okay, yeah, I want out of this. And like, had you listened to him from the jump, y'all would have never been in this situation.
could we legitly say that though, bro? Like, could we legitly say that, like, that's all she ever wanted? Because I see what you're saying, but I feel like, yeah, actually, no, that didn't happen. The sequence of events actually happened like this. So she started falling for Terry Silver before Raina got killed. And I kind of pose this question to y'all because it's kind of like, what was the difference between a Terry Silver and a Ghost? Besides the fact that Ghost had cheated before that point in time, are we talking like, on what she wanted? I feel like she would have been down to go legit. I feel like he just didn't draw it out in plain sight and, run the play by her enough. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was something that was a question that probably should have happened in season 3, not the first episode of season 1. I feel like that question that he popped up to her, it could have been a little bit more eloquently illustrated where it's like, okay, look, this is what we bring it in. This is what I got the capabilities to do, though. I got a opportunity to open up another club here, there, in Miami, everywhere, and we go have the same type of money with less risk. But I feel like he didn't really do that. You know what I'm saying? From jump. So that's what I'm telling you. Like, when she met Terry Silver, he already established. So, in y'all opinion, what's the difference between, well, we know what the difference is, but I'm just saying, like, what made her go towards Terry Silver instead of just rocking with a legit Ghost?
Terry Silver was the after effect. This drug dealer got locked up, so I need to get away from the game. And this dude got at least a good 100,000 on the regular coming in every year. So I'm gonna go this route. But you got to go back. The only reason she even did that type of stuff was the lost love she had of Ghost because of Angela. But it was also because of the fact that she wasn't getting no attention. You gotta remember, she started flirting with Sean before Angela was even
The first
really in the
episode.
picture. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So she couldn't even accept the fact that he was trying to build something to get away from the game. All she could see is like, oh, my man ain't showing me no attention. And his mistake was like, okay, I got you everything, I value everything, so you should be good. But once again, it's all about, it was lack of communication for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? So had he gave her the right communication, like, babe, I gotta be here to get this off the ground, and then we're gonna have all the free time in the world. Then she wouldn't have flirted with the young boy. But like your boy said, she was willing to be with a high school gym teacher and a basketball coach. That ain't no millions. So
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my point. You know, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you don't want to get out of the game, yet you was willing to run away with Sean. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But you know what I'm saying? You don't want to go legit, yet you was ready to run away with Terry Silver. Like, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you wanted Ghost, but he didn't want you no more. You know what I'm saying? And the reason
Right.
why he didn't want you no more, partially because of the unfinished business between him and Angela in the past, but the fact that he didn't feel like he can really build anymore with you or get out of the game with you. Her and Tommy was dead set on him being involved in the drug business, as long as they wanted to be involved in it. And I don't really know, like, it's like indecisiveness. Like, what did you really want? You know what I'm saying? Did you want to get out or did you not want to get out? You know what I'm saying? Did you want to be with Ghost or not be with Ghost? You know what I'm saying? Even when they even linked back up briefly, you know what I'm saying? Like when they, did it briefly, I think Angela or somebody called him, right after they got done doing what they was doing, and she was like, we're not getting back together, are we? Like, that's how she was thinking. Like, I think she wanted Ghost, but he just didn't want her no more. So she was trying to latch on to any Ghost-like things that she could latch on to. You know what I'm saying? Here you is with, a businessman like Terry Silver, lawyer, whatever. Sean, you know what I'm saying? He kind of not related, but like he attached with Ghost, you know what I'm saying? And
Somehow,
then this
some way.
guy, yeah, then this guy Q, like that was just, I don't know what that was, but that was just like, I ain't had none in a while, and let me go ahead and figure it out, you know what I'm saying? But I don't like, nobody can really say what she wanted because it's like she didn't know what she wanted, you know what I'm saying? But I do know that she wanted Ghost, and he didn't want her no more. And it's all, I hate to say it, but it's all her fault, man. Like, I think the worst thing you could do is just make a man just feel like, you don't believe in him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have no faith in him, man. And like, he look in his eyes when he said like that, like, just think about that for a second. From season one, I don't know what the exact timeline was, but from season one to the end of the last episode of the book one, you know what I'm saying? That was the thing that played in the back of his head. All she saw me was as a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? He brought it back up. Like I said, I'm gonna keep saying that because that just came full circle. No, all you saw me as was a drug dealer. That's all you wanted from me. And I think it shows that she wanted some piece of Ghost and how she basically trained Tariq. You know what I'm saying? Trained Tariq. Yeah, you could be better than your father. You know what I'm saying? Like you want Ghost. That just say it. You know what I'm saying? You still love that man. You still want that man. And he didn't want you. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want you no more.
Yeah.
And all the women he started falling for, they seemed bigger in him. You know what I'm saying? Angela was feeling him like, yeah, we can go own these clothes in Miami and do this. And then when he got Ramona, she was the one like, I think you could be the next politician. Like, let's do it. Like, I don't care about your past. That make me like you even more that you can come from the gutter and be like this. And she didn't have no growth in her. You know what I'm saying? And their only attachment for real was the kids. Like, he had love for her, but as she grew with him, like I said, I don't doubt he would still hit Angela because that was some unfinished business. You know what I'm saying? He still had a whole lot of love that he never dealt with. But they probably would have been able to work through it if she believed in him. She would have took that one on the chin, like, all right, don't do that no more. And they could have kept on moving, bro. Could have been, he could have tried to be Michelle.
Do you think that it got a little bit to do with her own, I guess like just because we don't know what took place before episode 101. You know what I'm saying? All we seen was the opening night of the club, like you said. So we don't know what the extent of their relationship is. But do you think that there is a little bit of like spite coming from Tasha, and not that it's not rightfully so? Like I just not to mix shows up or nothing like that, but I was watching Lovecraft, man, and Lovecraft Country, and when Hippolyta said to George when she went back in time, she said, "Look, I'm shrinking. I've been shrinking my whole life, but once we got married, I've been shrinking even more, and you allowed me to shrink." Do you feel like it's somewhat of that similar concept with Tasha also too? So a little bit of that comes from, look, I'm staying in place where I'm supposed to be. I need you to do the exact same thing because I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here with the kids. Your job is being the biggest goddamn drug dealer in New York. Do you think it's some of that also too? Like, because when y'all brought that up, when y'all had both said that, like, afterwards, the after effect, they start, moving on to different people. But the way that they moved and the directions that they moved, it was kind of weird because they both was trying to move up. You know what I'm saying? They both was trying to find themselves within other people. So Tasha really never really even found that. And it bring me to another question I got next after that I want to know what your opinions is on. But it was almost like Ghost didn't work out, right? So you don't got Ghost. Then she goes to Shine. Then she goes to Terry Silver. Then she goes to Q. Then she goes to Tariq. And it's almost like, in my opinion, it's like an Oedipus complex with the way that she raised up Tariq, because it was like she seen the ghost that she could never have in him. And, even though it wasn't like a sexual attraction, it was like, it was definitely some type of feeling where she was ready to put Tariq over even her other kids. Because at the end of book 2, she was willing to leave Yaz behind to go with Tariq, to go wherever he wanted to go, or do whatever he wanted to do, legit or not. She was trying to train him up to be the ghost that she wanted him to be, and not what ghost she ended up getting. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when you brought up that the whole Yaz part, like that's kind of speaks to back what I was talking about with the whole, if you had listened to begin with, because the reason why she was willing to leave Yaz was because she wanted Yaz to have a legit life. So she said, you could be separate from all that. She even said it, you know what I'm saying? Like, she said it on the show, like in book 2, you know what I'm saying? She said she don't want, Yaz can have the life that she ain't got to deal with none of this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Don't deal with drug
I thought
dealing.
she said that she wasn't built like them. Like it was a
No,
turn on.
she
Like when
said,
she was at the graveyard, she said that Yaz is not built like us, and don't, she's
correct.
not capable of
That's
handling
my
stuff.
point. Like, that's my point. Like, she can have a life separate from all of this, you know what I'm saying? That's why she
Right.
was always willing to leave Yaz with her grandma, you know what I'm saying, and just do it that way. She never, she said Yaz can have that life that, like, they could have, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they go back to my point, like, had you just listened from the beginning, like, I mean, all of this just, come full circle, man. Like I said, like, she wanted a legit life, but she kind of wanted like Dre, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think Dre said it at one point too, like, I want to look clean, but I don't necessarily want to be clean. That's what Tasha wanted. That's what it seemed like she wanted. She wanted to look clean, legit business, cleaning money, doing the things they do. And she said that too. Like, I'm saying what she's saying, like, we can have it all, you know what I'm saying? This life, how it is right now. I think she said that in the first season. This is my dream. That's what she said. This is my dream. You know what I'm saying? Her cleaning money and drug dealing, doing this, doing that. I mean, she said that, you know what I'm saying? And
set
like,
herself
for some
up.
people, yeah, like, so for some people, like, for some reason, people don't want to acknowledge what she's saying. Like, she said this is her dream. Like, that's how things were at that time. That's what she wanted, and she was fine with that. But he wanted more, and she didn't. That she was cool how it was, and that's what led to what happened.
And just think back, if she'd have said something different that day, if she had said, "Babe, I can see you owning the whole city," versus being a drug dealer, he might have piggybacked on what she was in school for at first, which was to be an accountant. You know what I'm saying? So he could have put her back in school. Now she got a legitimized business that she can do from home or an office or whatever, and she would have had something. she kept wanting to just ride his wave instead of trying to build herself. I commend her for being a mom, being at home, making sure them kids eat every meal, doing their homework, yada, yada, yada. But she could have also still built her brand, and they really could have went somewhere. I guarantee you, had she brought that back up, they already had the grandma pretty much in-house. She could
Right.
have went to school, got a degree, opened up her business. Now she legit and bringing in some good money. Now they can get away.
Or she could have just, been doing the accounting for the clubs. You know what I'm saying? He ended up getting 2 more, so he definitely, probably need the assistance. Ain't no tell. It's just so many, variables what she could have did if she had just listened. And I hate, just keep harping on her like that because I do feel like, what I'm saying, like Ghost could have did some things different. You know what I'm saying? Like he definitely could have. I mean, I ain't condoning him leaving her, but it's just like, well, you probably shouldn't have did that. But like, I kind of understand, what I'm saying, what you feel like, what I'm saying. I mean, I think every man could relate to a degree. Like when your woman don't believe in you, like, it's kind of like, wow, like
Right.
it leads to a lot of things, and you can't really judge, how somebody decide to handle that. So I ain't saying he handled it right, but I just, I'm like, well, man, like I understand, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I feel where you coming from, bro. I feel where you coming from. I see where both of y'all coming from, actually, too. Like, I mean, me personally, I don't know. I feel where y'all coming from, but at the same time, I could actually get the other perspective also, too, because of the fact that like I said, I mean, he hit her with that on the first night of the club opening up. It wasn't really no layout plan to it. It was just like, and granted, she was supposed to tell him, yeah, like I believe in you, whatever you want to do, we go make it, we go be successful. But to play devil's advocate, though, like I said, like it was just a lot of stuff that if just watching as the fans and seeing it, and it's the first episode, he asked that the very first night of the club opening up. It was just a lot. Like I said, I feel like she answered from a financial standpoint and not off of a true, like, a family standpoint and really like seeing the bigger picture. But he didn't really paint it for her that way either. So
yeah, that's kind of her fault though. Like, you saw it from the financial standpoint. Like, had she never saw how much that club made that night, like I don't know if she would have said the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like she
right.
just happened to see, you know what I'm saying, what
But that's we saying the same thing then. Yeah.
What I'm saying, like, she was looking at the money and that was it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not his fault that she was only caring about the money. Like she cared about the money and but if he's saying, hey, we can do this and we can still be stable, we can still have money, I'm pretty sure, they wasn't in dire straits from however much that club was making. I mean, you gotta remember, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they had the club outright. Like it wasn't no Simon Stern at that point. So all that money was theirs, man. Like, like it ain't like when Simon Stern took over and he was making basically a paycheck, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like you making some legit money, but she didn't see it, as enough, you know what I'm saying? And it was just financial. It wasn't nothing else. It was just money wise with him, money wise and staying in the game. That's all she cared about. She didn't care about going legit at that point. She didn't care about going legit and not looking over your shoulders no more. She cared about the money for the most part. So I can't really,
it's crazy how she
because,
looked at that receipt too, because
yeah,
when I seen that episode and she looked at that receipt and laughed at it, I used to throw parties. So I'm like, I done seen us make 5,000, 10,000 in one night to split between me and one other person. So I'm like, in New York, that's at least 30 just on to get in.
Yeah.
That's not me having the bar guarantee, the VIP guarantee, none of that. So I'm like, they probably was killing it. But that's why I also think too, like, I think they have to do like they doing Raising Kanan. They got to do a Raising Ghost or the birth of Ghost or something. Because you got to think back to, like, I wonder what was said when they set up Kanan. Like, was it just to become a top dog? Because at that time, his age and his mindset was like, I need to be the man to get all this money. But was he just trying to get out his money because he wanted all the money? Or was he trying to get out his money because he was trying to get out the game?
Mm-hmm.
We got to see what his mindset was then.
Hey, I got another one for you, Ace. I got another one for you and John. So that bring up a good point, because when we watching Power Book 2 Ghost, Tariq's story is supposed to be the story of James St. Patrick in a sense, not like everything happened move for move, but how we know something may happen with Ghost Mama. You know what I'm saying? And that was the reason he was hustling in the first place, to try and help her out somehow, or, you know, just like some type of repeated cycle, because we don't hear too much about Ghost Mom. I mean, did they say that she passed away, or that she just not around? I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
All I remember is his dad was like a drunk.
Yeah.
And I mean, we know
they
his
didn't
dad.
really touch on the they didn't really touch on the dad like that, or the mom, really. I mean, for the most part, I think
and he lived with Tommy.
Mama. Yeah. So I mean, like, I hope they touch on some of that in Raising Kanan. I hope they don't just be centered around Kanan the whole time. I hope they do touch on some of what happened with Ghost. I mean, I don't think it need. Oh, it could be. I mean, I would love to see a Raising Ghost. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't think they're gonna go that far. I think hopefully they touch on some of the questions folks might have in Raising Kanan. You know what I'm saying, with Ghost and Tommy, how that dynamic was, because this should be around the time where Ghost was living with Tommy, if I ain't mistaken. Right. And I don't know if he knew Tasha at that point. So we could, I mean, I don't know how it's going to be in Raising Kanan, but I hope they touch on some of that stuff in Raising Kanan, because
I just hope they don't do it too fast.
Yeah. I don't want to, you know. I hope Raising Kanan, man, it can really set up to be like a few seasons, man. That's going to be good, man. I can't wait for that to come out, but I hope they do touch on some of them things, though.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. That whole complex, I gotta take care of my mom. I gotta get out here and get it. I get that.
But do you think? But on what concept though? Because I feel like, you know, with Tariq and his behavioral and mental is how it should be though. You know, I gotta take care of my mama. But I feel like on Tasha's side, that's where I see the Oedipus complex at, because I feel like she literally, from that moment in season 5, when she was like, I'm gonna teach you how to cut this brick. From that moment on, I was like, man, I don't think she's trying to really keep him safe like they say the show is going. I think she literally is trying to build up the Ghost that she never had and wants to have that control. And we kind of seen that power struggle in book 2 on the episodes. Like, you know, when stuff first started out, you know, she's asking him all these questions. Where you at? And what you doing? And, you know, like, you need to tell me everything that you're doing. And he like, Ma, look, I got it. I got a game plan. But she was just so, like, you know, hell bent on being instrumental on being there, which as a mother should. But with this show and how it is, that's why I say it's an Oedipus complex in a sense, because of the fact that it's drug dealing. It ain't like legit stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she was trying to build up the Ghost she never had.
And I think she was doing that too, because Ghost always left her in the dark. So she want to know every single move. She hated the fact that he had come out of it like, I got it done. Like, she wanted to be a part of it. So she kind of want to be the kingpin in the situation versus just the person in the background reaping the benefits.
Yeah, I think, you know, like, you got to be involved somehow if you created him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just let him go off. You know, if he died, it's on you. You created Tariq, and you know, I don't give Tariq no sympathy for having to take care of his mom when you done killed the dad. You ain't have to do nothing. You could have been what you was. You know what I'm saying? And that was just, you know, crazy to me. That whole dynamic. Now you struggling. You know what I'm saying? You ain't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta wait till you finish school, and your mama ain't get shit. Like, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can't really. I mean, I don't know, man. Like that whole.
It's Tasha's fault, bro. It's Tasha's fault, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. It's an Oedipus complex, because it's even other inklings in book 1 where, you know, she said to him, she turned out his head, because I think that's the whole reason why Tariq ended up clipping Ghost. At the end of the day, it was because of Tasha, because I feel like his relationship with his dad would have been a lot differently had it wouldn't went certain ways. Okay, just because he cheated that didn't mean that Tasha had to keep him from the kids. She did that just because she didn't like what he had going on. I felt like it was kind of wrong for her to pretty much tell Tariq, like, look, like, your father ain't around right now. You the man of the house. Do you know what that does to a young man? You know what I'm saying? If you in the house and and your mama telling you the man of the house now, bro, that nigga, he took up the mantle and took up the ranks and was like, fuck this. I'm about to go hard. This is my house. And he even talked to Ghost like that from that point on. When Ghost would make an appearance and they all in the same room together, it was more like, nigga, what you doing here? Like, you know what I'm saying? When he was drunk
Ghost
at the
also
party,
said
like,
that to him too.
huh?
Ghost said that to him too. I mean, that's
so he
legit.
had a
That's legit what a father would say to his son anyway. If he's not in that house no more and you there with your mom and your sister, you the man, dog. Like, you got to protect the house when I'm not there. So both parents said it to him. I think the main issue was where, like you said, she kept her from him. Like, and the father couldn't explain what he was doing. Like, yeah, the son was gonna be mad. He was gonna be jacked up from the separation, divorce, and all that. But as a father, to tell his son, like, he could have told his son, like, hey, man, I love your mom, but I was in love with this woman. I never let her go. And me and your mom fell in love strictly because I thought this woman was gone forever. And he never dealt with it. But just imagine if, as we don't do as Black people, if he had got some counseling to move on from her. I'm pretty sure they ain't doing no premarital counseling or nothing. They're like, we getting this money, let's get married, we got these kids, we doing it. But had they took all the proper channels to make sure his mental was good, it would have went totally different. Totally different. She would have handled it different. Because you shouldn't want the father not to be around.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. Like, she went about things wrong after her and Ghost officially split. Like, I don't think she should have, and I ain't gonna say she kept him from, but I don't think she necessarily, moved in the right way to make sure, like, he don't hate his father. You know what I'm saying? Like, he loves you. Your father loves you. Instead, she telling him, you know what I'm saying, all the stuff that father did, and he left his family, stuff, all the, typical baby mama shit, man. Like, it's just, I don't think she should have did that. But, at the same time, I just feel like, I don't know, like, Tariq, man, I think, it was, I don't blame her for Tariq. I blame Kanan more so than anybody for Tariq. I think Tasha and Tariq's relationship came from her being the first parent to tell Tariq what actually went on in their life prior to, you know what I'm saying, the whole, penthouse suite, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was drug dealers, your father did this, your father did that, I did this, Kanan did this, Uncle Tommy did this. Like, he was the first one to actually say, she was the first one to actually say what was going on. Hearing it from Kanan is one thing, but he wanted to hear that from the parents, really both of them. But she was the first one to come out, and Ghost continued to lie to Tariq, you know what I'm saying, to a degree. I think, I can't remember before the last episode, I can't remember Ghost really telling Tariq stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have to go back and watch it. It's been a while, but I can't remember him ever really telling him. Like, I know he told him about Breeze. That was the in-depth last thing I've ever heard him, or the first and last thing I've ever heard him actually tell Tariq. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before that, I can't think he ever told Tariq that was true. But even that right there, that was Kanan that told that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kanan had told him that long ago. Ghost might have confirmed it, but Ghost never really, went into detail about their past life, and I think that kept, Tariq and Ghost's relationship, strained. But I don't think that, I keep saying Tommy, Tasha and Tariq's relationship came from anything other than Tariq clinging on to the parent that was actually telling him the truth. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, if Ghost had said it, I don't think he would have got shot by Tariq. I don't think that would have happened. And that's another thing too. Like I said in the last pod, I don't believe in calling people dead until I see them in the casket. Everybody else we have seen in caskets and body, dead, on a slab somewhere. I ain't seen Ghost dead, slab, funeral, that fake funeral, that don't count. I'm waiting on. I got to see a dead body, man. I got to see a dead body. I ain't seen one yet.
Man,
So.
Ghost gone, bro.
I'm gonna touch on that in a second, but the piggyback, the one thing he did say, I know it was in season 5, but he was more like just saying like I was trying to keep you away from that. Like my childhood was rough, crazy. The generic answer, like, but his son wanted to hear like, man, you should stick up. People, you done shot somebody. And I mean, I think I get that because a lot of parents do that. You know what I'm saying? And I know me being a father, I try to be like, yo, I did some things. I wasn't no saint. You know what I'm saying? I would tell my daughter, like, I wasn't always loyal, like you see me now. You know what I'm saying? I would tell my son, like, yo, man, I dibble dabble did just to get my money, whatever, but I'm here now. I'm a changed person. So I do think you gotta let your kids know that, because in his mind, oh, my dad's a club owner and that's it. And we get money this way and we live in a penthouse, not knowing that my dad used to be on the block in his Timbs, like.
Yeah. But is that a legitimized question there, y'all? Like, you bring up a good point, Ace, because it's kind of like, was he rightfully so? Like, we kind of touched on this last Sunday, but it's kind of like, was Tariq, was he out of pocket for even asking that, or can you kind of see where he's coming from to an extent? Because all he sees is, like you said, penthouse living, and he probably wondering, like, look, I probably got some classmates who don't live like this. How the hell, how are we in this penthouse? Like, you know what I'm saying? How did you get to the point where you at now? Is that a legit question, or is that something where it's like, man, I'm your father, don't worry about it? I feel like you shouldn't, like he didn't even owe him that explanation, but to an extent, I could see why Tariq felt the way he felt.
I think you got to, and I might be speaking only because of my own life experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, when my dad had an apartment building, like, I know how he got it. But when he tried to pass it down, he didn't explain it well. So at that point, I didn't want it. So I think you have to have that communication and talk about it, because had he explained it to him, and he really broke that down to his son, like, yo, this is what I did to get here. And this is what I'm setting up, because he was doing it for the kids too. I'm setting this up so you could be the next in charge. Like, remember when he had him at the club and letting him play in the DJ booth? He was trying to give him a feel of the business, like, son, you can have all the J's, suits, cars, whatever, and make this money, and your money gonna be fun. Like, come on, it's got to be fun running the club. I know you got to do with some dumb stuff that happens in the world. You know what I'm saying? You can't control the overdose or a shooting, but other than that, I'm getting paid to dance and listen to music and have a drink every night.
Right.
Yeah, he definitely. I don't know, man. I can't give Tariq no sympathy, man. Like, you weren't born that way, man. Like, you was born rich. You know what I'm saying? I think, you could have gave that explanation, man. You know what I'm saying? I do think that would have been the right thing to do, especially, seeing as how I'm getting kidnapped and shit. Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? I ain't just no club owner, son. Like, but I think, just to give him some more clarity and just to let him know what's going on, because they ain't like normal families. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, you know what I'm saying? And I think I could have gave him a little more, more clarity. Hey, son, we, like Ace said, you know what I'm saying? We did some things back in the day, you know what I'm saying? But we here now. The reason why we here now is, because, we can't keep doing that stuff. Like, he could have explained it damn near the way he explained it to Tasha. Like, hey, I don't know no old wrinkled drug dealers, you know what I'm saying? They either dead or in jail. And like I said on the other one, you know what I'm saying? Every big dude on here, on this show, they either dead or got locked up at some point. You know what I'm saying? Tommy done been locked up. Lobo's dead, Milan dead, Jason dead, Ghost might be dead, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just, he was locked up though, you know what I'm saying? So, everybody have been Teresi, you know what I'm saying? And Teresi went to jail forever, and then he got out and got killed, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you don't know no old wrinkled drug dealers like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Teresa's homeboy, same way. Vincent, all of
Right.
them, man, they all dead, bro. Like every last one of them. And that's the point. He could have really, he could have explained it to Tariq. Like, I mean, not that everybody gonna die, but just in general,
The
like,
concept.
we trying to live a legit life, you know what I'm saying? And the way we lived before, we can't live like that now. And this is why I want to build. I want to build this for you. And I think I don't know if Tariq would have got it because I think Kanan and Tasha, all of them, they had got to him at that point, but that might have
Yeah.
gave him a little more clarity. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think he still would have been just as rebellious though? Because you just brought that point up, and it
Mm-hmm.
just dinged in my head because of that. Like it reminded me of that episode on Book Two Ghosts where they was speaking on, are you fundamentally good or fundamentally evil? Because at that point in time, before he started asking all those questions on the backstory and where they come from, he actually was already into some shit. Like he already took Angela's gun to the school. He was getting into fights. If we go, play devil's advocate and say that everything else was going to go the way that it went in that timeline and Ghost would still go fall for Angela, I think that it wouldn't have mattered. I think Tariq would have just been, he would have wild out however that outcome played out, whether it was Ghost who told him the truth or if it was Tasha. Because I feel like he already had, his feet in the mud a little bit and he was curious.
Mm-hmm.
All that BS happened because of the divorce, the separation. And I'm speaking on that from a parent that done lived it to see his son change because of the separation.
Based off of that?
Based off of that, it's just, it was his pure anger and frustration, and all that stuff was coming out at that time. So that's why he reacted the way he acted. But still with that, it's still about how the parents handle it. You know what I'm saying? You got one father saying, I love you, I'm here for you. But you got the mama like, fuck him, I'm keeping you away from him. You know what I'm saying? And then in that process, another man come in that he kind of glorified, like his lifestyle, like his swag. And then he started to hear all these stories from him. So he like, man, at least this dude ain't lying to me. I'm with this guy. And then those got a problem with it too, because he did a lot of lying. And he did a whole lot of lying. But I think all that really stemmed from the divorce. Like his lashing out was strictly because of that. You know what I'm saying? Even in the beginning, he was being okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, all right, now this happening and that happening. And we had to go back into watching those like 6 to 8 episodes of that divorce process where it was like, oh yeah, this is crazy. And then you got them, you see them acting like a team, but they're not a team. That played with his psyche and mental.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he just approached it the wrong way, but he was already brainwashed because when he went away to school, it ain't like he wasn't getting it done. But he had already got a taste of making his own money for himself and just was stupid about it.
Yeah. And Kanan had his teeth already sunk into him at that point too. Because I had to go back. I just watched that episode in particular where he first started at Choke. At first, he wasn't even on it. He wasn't go sell them pills or nothing like that. So he went out with Kanan that one day. And Kanan beat up that guy who owed him money and everything. And he started telling him about how profitable pills would be over on at Choke. So he was like, well, shit, I might as well move it now, especially Braden asking him for the pills and everything like that too. So it just kind of worked hand in hand. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. I feel like the bed was already made up at that point in time when the divorce happened. And it just kind of was a cycle of just a downhill spiral.
Yeah, man. I definitely feel like, he would have, I don't know, like you said, just bring up that point where are you fundamentally, good or evil?
Mm-hmm.
I think, he still probably would have went down that road, you know what I'm saying, eventually. But like I said, like what Ace said, you know what I'm saying, like the whole separation thing, if you see, didn't he put his hands on his grandma or something like that? Like early on when they you ain't see it, but
he talked to her crazy. Yeah,
talked to her crazy, something like that. Yeah.
She called Tasha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I think Tasha he said something crazy to Tasha. This was prior to Kanan, getting involved. Like he said something crazy to Tasha, and Tasha tried to slap him. He kind of caught the arm, you know what I'm saying? Like he was changing right then. The whole divorce thing. Yeah, I definitely think that played a role in it, man. But I think we need to we definitely need to get to this topic because me and you, LaDon, we've been going back and forth for some months, man, about is Ghost dead and is Ghost not dead? And Ace, I just got to get your take on it, man, because we've been going back and forth. I actually I said something to LaDon a couple weeks ago, because of how good Amari is doing outside of Power. I think he might be dead, but that was just because they ain't got nothing to do with the show. They're just like, hey, I'm making movies. I'm number one, you know what I'm saying, on Netflix. Like, hey, I'm done. But prior to that, I said Ghost ain't dead. I got to see it, and I still feel like that to a degree. But I just want to hear what you gotta say on that one.
This is what I told Don, and I'm gonna add something. I feel like he ain't dead on like what you said. I ain't seen the body. I ain't seen it on the IG.
Yeah.
None of that. I think
what's
truly gonna happen, I think, is when it's all said and done. When this whole saga is done. I can't remember which Batman it was, but it was the Batman with Bang and when he got Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of that movie, they thought Batman died in the sky. And then Alfred went to Italy or wherever for vacation. And he seen Bruce over there with the old girl and just gave the head nod. I think Tariq gonna do what Ghost been trying to do. He gonna get all this bread, legitimize it, and get out the game. And one day he gonna be on vacation with his little chickie poo. And he gonna be on some island somewhere and he gonna look over and see his dad. And then they're gonna get that head
Ramona.
nod.
Look, and Ramona, you know what I'm saying?
And Ramona, that's who it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be that whole head nod, like Ghost never die. You know what I'm saying? Yep. I think that's why that was said too. Like Ghost don't die.
They keep saying that. Like they keep saying that. Like Ghost never die. Ghost never die. I like
it's because it's a mantra. It's a mantra, fellas. Come on, man. Y'all bugging. Hey, Ghost is like Black Panther. But Ghost is like Black Panther. It's a mantra. It's something that's gonna be handed down, bro. Come on, man.
This is like season 3. I think season 3 or 4. They've been saying Ghost never die for a minute, man. Even before Ghost got shot. Like,
and think about everything they said in season 6 when he was like pounding his chest. You can't beat me. You can't stop me. Like I'm unstoppable. And then Ramona even came out there like, you can't stop him.
You can't stop him.
Look,
some people just
I'm
can't
gonna tell y'all something. I went back and I watched season 6. 2 things, bro. Ramona, he forced. I feel like that was real. Like I think that Ghost wanted Ramona more than Ramona wanted Ghost. I'm gonna just put that out there. Y'all could go back and we could argue on that. We could talk about it, but I don't think that Ramona was his end all be all. It like he was making it seem. It was real awkward. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't really even want to be in a public relationship with him for that little brief period of time that they actually had some form of intimacy with each other. She was just kind of like, You see, like it was a scene where they was like holding hands and she kind of like, jerked away real quick. And I know for a political aspect of it, why she was doing it, but it felt awkward, man. It felt awkward. When y'all go back and watch it, watch how awkward it is, the exchange between Ghost and Ramona. But the point I was about to make, though, and the reason why I think that Ghost is dead is because it was just too much stuff that was going on at that night at Club Truth for him to actually get away scot-free. So I posed you the same question that I asked John Ace. Bro, how would he pull it off? If he is alive, how could it have worked out? Because you had Blanca Rodriguez at the back exit, and then you had the front exit. We ain't even gonna talk about the front door because everybody would have seen him walk out of it. And then you got Cooper Sacks on the other exit on the top side, fumbling around with the gun drunk. You got 2 AUSA, or you got 1 AUSA and 1 NYPD officer, both coming for you. You know what I'm saying? How would he have been able to pull that off? The ambulance, I don't even know about that because Tommy crushed his last ambulance that he had, or his only ambulance that he had. He was moving everything out of 1 ambulance. I didn't think he had multiple ones. He crushed that up the earlier in that day. When he crushed up
season 1, episode 1.
All right.
Remember
that back area.
Boss Tommy and this, you know what I'm saying? When he had to go beat up dude and shoot dude.
Tasha was there though. That's where Tasha was at. That's where his car was parked, bro.
Are we sure? Because I don't remember seeing
no.
I don't remember seeing
that guy. Nah, that guy's car was parked down the street. Tasha ended up walking to that area. But this is what I said though, Ace. And this is what I told LaDon. I said, see, they under the impression that he faked his death by getting shot by Tariq. I ain't saying that Tariq was involved or he knew he was gonna get shot by Tariq. What I am saying is he did not die. You was a politician that just got shot at by who knows who. Why would we don't know who did it. They still don't know who did it. The guy they thought did it didn't do it. So why would they expose Ghost by saying that he's still alive? Why wouldn't you make it seem like the attempt was successful? We've seen that in plenty movies and TV shows, man, where they ain't necessarily fake their death. Like they drove over a cliff and jumped out the car before they, you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't talking about that. I'm saying he got shot. Yes, Ghost got shot. He went to the hospital, did whatever, but he didn't die. And now he in Witsec somewhere, you know what I'm saying, or whatever they doing with him. But I don't think he died though. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I ain't saying, and I ain't even saying that, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't die. And I ain't even saying like the Democratic Party had anything to do with it. I'm just saying, why would he risk coming out just to say, hey, y'all missed, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, he wouldn't do that. He would,
I think they got something to do with it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
dude
like,
keep popping up like, hey, you can't talk about that. You can't talk about what. Like, man, if he dead, he dead.
Don't talk about Ghost. Don't talk about Ghost. Don't talk about Ghost. Nah, he wasn't. He wasn't bad. Like, they trying to cover that up for a reason, and I don't think it got nothing to do. Matter of fact, it might come out in Lorenz Tate's show. I think he's still supposed to have a show, and I think somehow, I don't know if Ghost is gonna pop up, but I just think that he just didn't die. He got shot. Yeah, he got shot. Tariq shot him. Whatever, but I don't think he died though. I think he still lived, and he's still alive, man.
I still kind of think he kind of knew it was gonna happen. I don't think he knew that gun was stashed in that little cabinet or whatever, but I think he knew something was gonna happen that day. It was just too much tension. You know what I'm saying? And he's always 18 steps ahead of everybody. I mean, think about it. He had everything in place.
He let us. Go ahead, my bad.
For the car to be fixed, money to Tommy's mama, for Tariq to be set up in school, this, that, and the other. I think his way of getting away from all of it was like, all right, I got a strong feeling something gonna happen to me now. He probably didn't think it was gonna be his son. Probably thought it was gonna be somebody else, but somebody gonna shoot me tonight. Somebody coming for me. Like, cause he had no reason just to be sitting around in the club. Like, everybody gonna try to say, well, he was basking the glory of the position he was getting. Nah, man. He knew it was coming. And what better way to do it?
He spent the whole day pretty much basking in the glory of the position that he had just earned. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like he was caught up in the moment and he got caught lacking. Like, even when he was, because he kept having these, like, flashbacks. Ghost was literally talking to Ghost. And he was talking to Kanan, and he was like, man, look, I'm trying to tell you, Kay, I'm out of that life. I'm not even strapped right now. Who says that? You know what I'm saying? Well, it was just like a precursor to show that he literally thought that he can get out of this scot-free. But I think that all that point of them doing that with the show was just showing that he thought that he was done. Like, he was legit, like, it's over with. I've done everything that I needed to do. Just like how they showed in season 2 when he killed Kanan and he thought that Lobos was dead. He had that same type of mindset, like, man, Ghost is dead. I'm sitting there in the apartment. I'm talking to Angela or at the hotel, and I'm just letting her know, like, that part of my life is over. And then it's almost like he always stays 18 steps ahead, but he's ready to just be one step ahead the way that he moves once he comes clean, because that next episode after that, that's when he started going back to just being relaxed. Did they go to Miami at that point in time? No, they didn't go to Miami. They went back to the club. It was supposed to be like a normal life for them. I feel like he was so hell-bent on trying to live a normal life that it caught up with him at the end, because he was just thinking like, okay, I could finally relax. I can breathe. I don't got to look over my shoulder. I done did everything that I needed to do. I told off who I needed to tell off. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? He thought that he was done. That's all I think. I think that he just thought that he was done.
At the end of the night, all them doors still unlocked, though.
Nah.
I'm just saying.
Nah.
Yeah, man.
Most
Yeah,
back
like
doors to the dumpster. If you ain't got something to pop the door open, or you ain't got a key, once you go out that door, it's locked. Come
Right.
on.
Right. Yeah.
yeah, good
But
point.
yeah.
Yeah, good point. Like it's actually a video out too. Like where
Yeah.
they actually explain everything A's saying right now. Like they actually explain every little bit: the ambulance, the back door being unlocked, Ghost just sitting there waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like they explained all of that, and I think, like you said, like he didn't know it might be Tariq because they even mentioned like how Ghost turned around like Tariq, like kind of like he was surprised it was him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's a video out there, and I'm gonna email it to y'all. Once we get off, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like we just seen every major death we in the show. You know what I'm saying? Julio, Angela, Kanan, everybody, man, everybody major like that. Lobos, we seen that. Jason, we saw that.
Yeah.
Everybody we've seen actually die. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We ain't seen nothing real with the main character. Like, is you serious? Like I just I don't
Right.
know. I ain't going for that. Like I'm sorry. And then kind of take it sort of outside of the show. Courtney Kemp, she even said, "Well, we wrote it to be him dead, but like kind of like leaving hope open. Like, why would you even do that if he was dead? You know what I'm saying?" So
Right.
I
Right.
just I don't believe it. And she ain't never gave us no spoilers like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a well, maybe not. That type of stuff. Nah, if he's supposed to
Yeah.
be dead, if he's shot, like you confirm every
Hmm.
other death except for Ghost. Like, nah, I'm not gonna go for that. So
And I think
yeah,
it's all
we
gonna come full circle. Like, because even with Tommy's, like, if you're thinking back to the episode before Ghost got shot, or the episode when he got shot, the conversation Tommy had with Tariq. You know what I'm saying? Him starting to realize, like, yo, man, your pops ain't a bad person. You know what I'm saying? Chill out. Now, yeah, Tommy still want to be in the
Yeah.
game because that's what made Tommy relevant in his life. You know what I'm saying? If you think back,
Yeah.
they talk about how he got bullied and stuff, and now he tough. Now he really badass. Now he trying to cancel Christmas on every
Yeah.
damn body. You know what I'm saying? And I think when the
Yeah.
end of this series end and the end of
Mhm.
Tariq series end, I think it's gonna all come full circle where we are family again, or we just everybody know we all straight, we all made it.
Let
Telling you.
the only thing is though, power has never ended with a happy ending though. It never has ended with a happy ending. And I kind of feel like, okay, to play into what y'all are saying, who's to say that Ghost didn't want to die? Like, you know what I'm saying? After he's already accomplished everything that he wanted to accomplish, and he knows that he has all of these different loose ends that really do need to be tied up. What better way to do it? He probably didn't know who was gonna clip him, but to play devil's advocate on what you're saying, Ace, when you was talking about the Mustang being fixed up, Tariq needing to go to school with no choice. Maybe he did know. He knew something was coming, but I felt like he was ready for it. And maybe that's, something to be discussed later also too about him being 18 steps ahead. Maybe death was in the play. Maybe death was in the plan this whole time. And this was just a part of it to make sure that things went his way. Because I mean, even to like, we could agree or disagree if he's not if he's dead, but since he is dead, you know what I'm saying? We can look at it like this. He went out on a W. He went out on a win. He was supposed to be elected to the lieutenant governor. He got the woman that he was looking for. I think that maybe it was something in his head where he knew, like, I can't still keep this up, and I ain't gonna blow my family up doing it either. Maybe his death was supposed to happen. Maybe he knew it.
Right. Let me ask you though. So you think him wanting to die is in play, but
I don't
not
think he
faking
wants
his
to.
death is in play?
I think it was like on some Atticus type shit, bro. Like off of Lovecraft, man. Like nobody wants to die, but
Well, I'm
to make
saying
that
like,
sacrifice, because I
but you
think he knew
saying,
that. Go ahead.
but you say like, he might, okay, I know I can't keep this up. I can't really, continue doing things the way I'm doing. Um, for him to say, hey, I might die, or let me go ahead and I don't get it. Like for that to be in play, I think that's more far fetched than him being saying them exact same things, but just like I said, you know what I'm saying, making folks believe he dead. That ain't necessarily the same thing as faking your death. Like I wish, you know, some folks would stop saying that. Like if you think I'm dead
Yeah,
and I don't tell you that I'm not dead, like
yeah,
like that's not me faking my death. You thought I didn't say I was dead. I didn't say y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like that ain't the same thing. Like me faking
right.
my death is, like I said, putting the gun to my head and I got some ketchup or something, you know what I'm saying, come out the gun and
Yeah,
you know, take me off, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man, like that, you know,
yeah,
something crazy like that. Like I was shot, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I'm presumed dead. That's not the same thing as, oh, he figured his death. Oh, let me let everybody know that he's still alive. So you know, we can try again. Now, I don't think that's the same thing. I think he can I don't think he was so full of himself to think like, okay, now I can go ahead and die because I done accomplished everything that I wanted to accomplish. Like, I think that he would rather step away from everything and go on about his business. Like I said, like, and we
what
got a
other way
long.
could he step away from everything though, bro? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he was just like, man, let me just go die. I feel like he had some stuff in play and plan already where it's just like, look, if this happened and I do get elected, nigga, it's on. We done made it. But if not, this is what I got. I'm all right with that. If I was to go out today, I'm all right with that, knowing that.
For him knowing
Yeah,
him being the dude that he is, steps ahead, you gotta think about this. What happened with Ramona?
She got embarrassed. She pretty much got
But she got cut
I
from
guess
the
like she can't
team.
even come out to the public eye. Huh?
She got cut from the team.
Yeah.
She ain't
Yeah.
helping Tate. So now I'm out. You out the limelight now too, because you ain't in the political races no more. Let's go get missing.
Right.
Ain't nobody thinking about you no more. Ain't nobody thinking about me no more. And we can live happily ever after because you know I got millions put away. I got it buried under some ground somewhere. We out of here. And you know, with our money in another country, you take 100,000, that's 10 million in some places.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Living his best life with his feet up in the sand. You feel me?
Yeah.
Got to think about it
Finally
like that.
slapping them, finally slapping them cheeks too, because he didn't get the hit before the season was over. I was mad about that too. I said, damn, why he didn't
I
get
was waiting on that
but
too.
yeah.
Let me get to Ramona.
I like he didn't get it, but yeah, like I said, I just feel like, you know, he ain't really, you know, I feel like he ain't really dead, man. Like he like you said, somewhere in the sand, feet kicked up, chilling, you know what I'm saying? And for him to, even for
Yeah.
him to set up, and that's another thing too, I don't think people really paying attention to it. That lawyer that is over that money, he keeping tabs on Tariq. It's like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you get that? Yeah, all I
Mm-hmm.
should be able to do is show you my, you know, my graduation. You know what I'm saying? I graduated where my money at. You know what I'm saying? But he's that dude is day to day, like keeping tabs on Tariq's grades and all that stuff. You don't think Ghost got nothing to do with that? Like he already got it set up to where Tasha ain't
Yeah,
get
he
it.
got everything to yes.
Right, but for what? After
Yeah.
after
He
his
he
death,
he had everything to do with that.
this is a will though, bro. Like this is a will. Like, hey, I don't think that he got it set up to where he's keeping tabs on him after his death. I think he keeping tabs on him to keep tabs on him. You know what I'm saying? Like to report back to him. Obviously, he can't do it. Ghost can't do it. So somebody's doing it. Like even Tariq said it. Even after death, he's still, you know what I'm saying, in control. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's man. Like I think
Right.
that lawyer got gonna have a big part in the Ghost comeback. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's gonna be a part of it. For him to set that will up like that, you can't get it until you graduate school.
Because
Tasha, you don't get
he knew his nature though, bro. I think that from my understanding, you could write stuff like that up in a will. I think he knew what his nature was, man. And I think I think that's all it is, man. I don't think that he reporting back to Ghost or nothing like that, man. Hey, y'all gotta see, man. Ghost is 6 feet under, man. He in the grave, y'all. Like he
But
gone, man.
I look at it like this too, though. Now, Courtney is like the lead of this whole power saga, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
think about every drug dealer movie outside of Superfly, If you think about every drug dealer show, from The Wire, from Sopranos, all this stuff, the drug dealer never wins. Even Sopranos, they hit us with he coming in and shooting the whole screen just go black. So we still got to guess, like, did he fight his way out? Did he get shot and die? You know what I'm saying? So what better way to do something that ain't never been done? Give us time to talk about it for years on end. Let Amari Hardwick age a little bit. So when he pop up on this island, you could be like, this man been hiding for 15, 20 years on land. Like, it's the perfect setup. Like, I have never seen no show talked about this much. I have never seen no show when I done talked about it with you and other people that you're constantly finding new angles, new points, because this is legit. Like, it's the perfect setup. Like, it make you want to join the writing team. Like, I want to be a part of this. Y'all thinking way outside the box. Like, and that's how they made Ghost. Like, you ain't never seen a drug dealer diseducated. Come on, he was speaking Spanish like it wasn't nothing. Knowing this, knowing how to do that, knowing how to present himself, knowing how to fall back. He always worked his hand every which way he needed to go to get where he needed to be.
Yeah.
He played everybody because he always sat back and was observing, like, I got him.
Yeah.
Everybody's my puppet.
You know, some people bring up like, you know, Stringer Bell and stuff, and I'm like, man, nah, I don't think he was as smart as Ghost though, man. Like, to this day, like, they knew Stringer Bell was a drug dealer from jump, really, in The Wire. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They just couldn't prove it.
Right.
They ain't even to this day, they really don't know if James St. Patrick is Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Like, not really. At least the first whole 6 seasons. I mean, 6 seasons. You know what I'm saying? They still didn't really know if he was Ghost. They had hunches. They had strong, you know, estimations on who could have been Ghost. But I mean, to this day, man, like they still didn't know. Like, they thought it was Tommy for the first 4 seasons, man. Like, they still ain't know who it was, man. I'm like, I ain't seen nobody move like that before. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, in none of these TV shows and movies, like, I even look back, you know, all the drug dealer shows and movies, like, the drug dealer that's trying outside of Superfly, all the drug dealers, you know, they was trying to get out. They never got out. They always got killed right before they got out, like Carlito's way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, they never get out, you know what I'm saying? And that would be a good way to end this series. Like, hey, he really did get out. Like, so that'd be that'd be to end this. So I think he got out. I don't think he's dead, and so ghosts don't die. Ghosts never die.
Man, we're gonna have to resume this again, man, and, you know, pick up on this topic again, man. We'll let some more time go by and just revisit it also too, man. It's a good ass, you know, talking point to even go and, you know, go back and forth on. That's because me personally, I feel like he gone, but I know y'all feeling different, man. We could, you know, bring it up again later on down the line. I don't see how he would have got out that way. I feel where y'all coming from. I would want him to be alive, but I don't see who would have helped him execute that plan after he got shot. Not saying a faking your death plan. I'm saying there was nobody in there who could really helped him. By the time that everything had went down, he pretty much had the same fate as Angela, in my opinion. He got shot dead center. By the time that they actually was able to get to him, if somebody was able to help him, he wouldn't have been able to make it out of that.
I'm gonna say this before we get up out of here so you can think on it. Just think about all the people that's around now that he started meeting with before he so-called died. Just think about it. Why we just now talking to my uncle? Why we just now showing this lawyer? Why this dude from the Democrats all the way around now? It's some people that know that he done, because he was good for paying people to do stuff and keep their mouth shut.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just a little ponder, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, man. We go keep this going in, and I definitely think on it, sleep on it, and we could bring it back up again, and we'll continue this question at a later time. But man, it was good chopping it up with y'all. We be back at it again next Sunday. Ace, if you good for every other Sunday, man, we hope to see you next Sunday then. So
Yes,
yeah, man. Yeah.
All right.
John, man, always a pleasure, B. Man, we had a good time, man. We go keep it going then, man. I appreciate everybody who listened to this. And without further ado, another episode of A Different Perspective, the Phantom Zone.